Hello, my name is Morgan Nagel, and this is my second language speaker portrait for the EDEL 530 class. For this assignment, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to interview Chelsea and learn more about her life as a bilingual woman. Before I get started with what I learned about Chelsea's experience as a bilingual woman, let's go ahead and just get some fun facts about her and just learn a little bit of background knowledge. She's 23 years old, and she recently graduated from Cal State Fullerton in May 2018. As of now, she's in a master's program at CSU San Bernardino, where she will graduate with her master's in social work. She is a U.S.-born citizen, and her parents moved here before she was born. They moved here with her oldest brother when he was just a baby, and after they moved to the United States, they had another daughter and then Chelsea, so a total of 3 children in her immediate family. Chelsea was able to attend a dual immersion school starting in preschool, and she said she was in this program up to 3rd grade. Now, in her household, Spanish is the dominant language since neither of her parents speak English, but since she has 2 older siblings, as they were learning English in school before she was starting school, she was able to pick up a few English terms just while playing and interacting with her siblings. Thankfully, Chelsea describes her experience as a child as extremely positive. She said, "Since I was in a dual immersion program, I felt like I belonged, and I felt that school was an even playing field." She said she loved being able to communicate with her teachers in her native language, and they just made this process so much easier. It was also really helpful that everyone else in her classroom was speaking the same language as her because she never really felt alone. She really made a point to say that her teachers up to 3rd grade were phenomenal, and they all communicated with her parents in Spanish. So it made the school experience not only great for Chelsea, but also for her whole family as well. They were able to get involved in her education and just kind of make sure that she was on the right track. As for discrimination, she said that she didn't really feel like anyone at her school treated her differently. She said that she felt lucky that she was the youngest sibling and that her siblings were able to introduce her to the language so early. She also said that she didn't really feel discrimination when she was learning English because she lived in a predominantly Hispanic community. She grew up in Desert Hot Springs, so she said pretty much everybody there speaks Spanish, or that's at least what she felt like as a child. She said that as she got older, she sometimes feels discriminated against, mostly because sometimes she'll still mix up terms, and people will either call her out on her bad Spanish or her bad English. Now, I know this is something we've talked about in class a lot, and as just like a lot of other bilingual individuals, Chelsea sometimes feels like neither of her languages are strong enough since she's always kind of switching back and forth between the two. She said, though, she's so thankful to be bilingual today and that it's given her some great opportunities. Right now, she actually said that she just got a job promotion after she had interned at a hospital for a while, and that one of the main reasons why they wanted her is because she was so great with patients and she was able to communicate with them in English and in Spanish. She says that she does believe she has an accent, but it is kind of difficult for her to hear. She said, "When I speak English, I can hear my Spanish accent. But when I speak Spanish, I feel like I'm better at masking my English accent." Personally, when I spoke with her, I did hear somewhat of a slight accent, but nothing too strong. Really quickly, she also said that as for advice for teachers working with students who are learning a second language in schools today, she said that one of the most important things that you can have as a teacher is patience. She really made a point to say that we take it for granted how difficult it is to learn the English language and how easy and natural it is for us. She said, "We don't really appreciate how hard it is for these young students to learn a new language. It's really scary for them, and it's hard for them to move so far away in a lot of cases. Children don't always understand why they're at a new school or what's going on, and most of the time, they're just really trying their best." She said, "Be persistent and don't give up on them, but most importantly, don't leave these students behind." Now, I'm really thankful that Chelsea had such a great experience. And I think that a big part of this was that dual immersion program that she was in as a young student. I believe that these classes are so vital for students who are learning the English language, and I do think it does help them have a better sense of community. And I would think, as Chelsea stated, it makes a lot of students feel really comfortable learning a new language. She says that just like other bilinguals, she often feels tongue-tied. It's been interesting to hear the stories of the other interviews, as well as the stories that we've been reading in EDEL 530, and hearing how tricky it is from childhood until your late adult life to be able to balance two languages sometimes. I think that one of the most important things that we as teachers can do is, again, just support our students learning their second language, and like Chelsea said, know that they're always trying their best. Clearly, students like Chelsea have great potential and they grow up to do great things. Sometimes they might just need a little extra support as they're learning their language, but we as teachers should all be able to see that potential in all of our students, no matter what their home language is.